body stretch and strength routine with no weights, or you can use a very light weight. So I'm going to lengthen my core. I'm going to work on side bends, rotation, flexion, extension, all by using this little ball. So this is for people who don't have much time to work on their core and just have a couple minutes and want to learn some new ways to strengthen their core and add flexibility and length to their core. So here we go. Start with a couple lengtheners on the sides. You could do 5 or 10 of those. Rotation, I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. So I'm pulling with this hand and pushing with this hand. So my whole core is engaged and working at all times. The whole reason I'm doing this movement is to get my core strong and healthy. I'm not doing this movement just to count to 10. So I'd rather do one right and really get a good workout from my core than I would do 10 and not have my core be worked out. The whole purpose of this movement is so that every part of the movement is healthy and strong. And in order to do that, I have to work those muscles through every part of the movement. Okay, do 5 or 10 of those. Next, you can do low back. So butt goes out, chest goes up, knees are bent. Go down, and come back up. Make sure when you go down, that tension remains on. You don't want to relax and let the tension off. When you come up, you want tension to stay on. You don't want to stand up so straight that tension comes off, because muscles grow and get healthier with time under tension. So the more I keep the tension on them and the more I go through the movement and the more the muscle that gets worked through the full length of the muscle, the healthier and stronger the muscle will be. A muscle that's better able to avoid injury, and a muscle that's better able to be active, recover, repair, and do it again tomorrow. So down, stretching down, keeping under control, keeping the tension on, slowing it, stopping it intentionally at the bottom, coming up, squeezing at the top. And when I come up, I'm coming straight up. I'm not leaning back. I'm just coming up as tall as I can and pulling everything in tight. All the way down, tension on, I'm holding the tension, I'm controlling the tension, slow it, stop that direction, start it in the other direction, come back up, squeeze in at the top. You can do that as many as you like, 5, 10, and as many sets as you like, but at least make sure you do all of those at least once a week. Next, this is a different kind of abdomen one. I'm going to reach the ball up tall, I'm going to stand up tall, I'm going to pull my elbows in towards my head, so everything's nice and straight and long. Reach down through my feet, engage, everything's engaged and locked. I'm tucking my tail under, I'm pulling my belly button in, I'm pulling my sides in, I'm pulling my back in, and I'm squeezing, and I'm not letting go. I'm squeezing, and then I'm going to bring it forward and pull it back up tall, but I'm not letting the tension off for 1 second. In control, tension, tension is still here. In control, tension, tension is still here. You can do this as many as you like. This way, this will keep your back safe. You'll only be using your ab muscles. You won't be using your hip flexors. You'll feel your abs get tight. As you use them, you'll feel them get tired. Because if you keep them contracted and keep them under tension, they'll get tired from you working them consistently. And that's what you want to do for these kind of muscles. They're working all the time, so you want them to be ready to be working all the time. And you can do as many of those as you like. This is a great functional core exercise that kind of brings it all together. It brings rotation together, lateral flexion together, flexion, extension, the whole thing. It brings it all together in one movement. Nice, slow control through the whole thing. Turn to the side, flip your leg down. Now you're doing flexion, you're doing lateral bending and rotation. You're bringing them up, you're in control the whole time. Everything is squeezing. Every movement I'm doing is because a muscle is working. I'm not relaxing for 1 second. Over to this side. I'm even squeezing my hands on the ball. I'm I'm working everything I can. And once you get your form down, you can move it with decent speed and at a decent rhythm. So the hand that's coming down is pulling, the hand that's going on the top is pushing. They're working against each other. I'm using my own body to create the resistance.